How can you get access to business credit lines at zero interest for your real estate business or any business? Well, we're going to tell you how. Stand by. Let's get it.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Hello, guys. This is Ty, aka the Flip Man, and today I get this question a lot about establishing business credit, and so I've been fortunate to reach out to this company, Fund and Grow, and they're here to share a wealth of knowledge in how you can get that option in your tool belt as far as real estate investing, or if you just want to start any other type of business. So I have my man Mike with Fund and Grow. How's it going, Mike?
Good. How you doing, Ty? Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm super tight, man. So I just want to get right into it. If you could just give us a little background of how you guys came about, and then we'll go into some of the more important details.
Okay. Yeah, we've been around for about 12 years now. We were originated out of a mortgage company out of California back in about 2007 is when the company was started. And we transitioned into doing business credit lines. And we've been doing that, like I said, since about 2007. And we've done over 600 million total. Right now, every month we're doing about 12 to 15 million in business credit that we establish every month, new credit lines. When I started with the company about 9 years ago, we were kind of just taking off and starting to grow. And now we've got 40 employees here. We just bought a new office building, and we've got over 2,000 positive reviews online. And we work primarily with real estate investors. We help a lot of real estate investors, flippers, even people that are buying and holding as landlords. We have a lot of those people going through our program. They get access to business credit to cover their renovations. They also get access to credit to purchase properties outright, especially deals that are like under 100,000. You can just do the whole deal with the business credit line, send a wire transfer to the title company, and you close as a cash buyer, which gives you an edge and allows you to get discounted deals, even if you don't have the cash. So, that's a little background on the company. We do all the work for our clients. We have to deal with about 200 to 300 clients every month. We're seeing a lot of applications. We're doing about 1,500 applications every month. And we have relationships with each bank that we, use to help our clients get more funding. So we get on the phone with the decision maker and we make something happen right then and there.
Okay, just to get right into it, how does someone get started with the process? I guess normally what someone may want to do is a little education with it first, and then maybe as far as what they're getting into. But how does someone get access to your funding? What are some of the minimum requirements?
Qualifications are really based on credit. So ideally 730 and up, but we get people funding that are 680s all the time. But there's just more factors there when you're in the 680 range. So typically 730 and up, you got a couple credit card accounts open, and you're not maxed out. You don't have a bunch of negative items on your report, and you don't have a bunch of brand new accounts. So decent credit profile, some active bank credit card accounts with decent balances on them, around 35% of the limit. That's the main qualifier is your credit. If you have good credit, then within 2 weeks, you can get up to $150,000 in these business credit cards that don't show up on your personal credit report. That's a big benefit. They don't actually show up on your personal report, even though that is the main qualifier.
Okay, so with that being said, now as you see here, the title, it deals with business credit, and I'm assuming you have to set up some type of entity, such as an LLC or something, along with with putting the process together.
Yeah, if you don't have an entity, if a client comes to us and they don't have an existing entity, we'll set them up for them, and that's included in what we do.
Okay. All right. Now, do you all also, someone is not strong enough right now, do you have a credit repair process or program available also?
We do. Yeah, we do. We have like 20% of our clients, they sign up with us, whether it's on a webinar or one of these videos, and then they find out that their credit's not as good as they thought, or they have a late payment from 3 years ago, whatever it is. So yeah, we have a credit repair company, and if we ever need to use them, we just send the client over to them and get the items removed as quickly as possible so that then they can come back to us and then we can get them access to credit as quickly as possible. And the fact is the credit repair company is like our sister company, so they know that we need to get that client repaired and prepped for applications as quickly as possible. So we're always checking in with them, kind of pressuring the situation to make sure that our client gets their client credit repaired as quickly as they possibly can.
Okay. All right. I guess another question, like if someone may have a partner, I guess you would say they may have the credit. So I guess would that be? Have you seen that done where someone might not be as strong, but they bring someone else into the mix that is, and they somewhat partner up? I guess they wouldn't be on both of them. Both of their credits wouldn't be in play, but they would be partner. One of them may bring the knowledge to the table, and the other person may bring the credit to the table for the funding for whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. We have husband and wives signing up together, and then we can apply for both of them because we can do that. We can do it separately. And if we have two people with good credit, you could basically get double the amount of funding in that same time period. Like we had a client, husband and wife, got $280,000 on their first round of funding, and they got that within a few weeks of getting started. That's not exactly typical. That's really great results. Usually people are between around 50 to 100,000 each round per person. Sometimes we come in a little bit under the 50 depending on their credit situation. Yeah, so if you have a even business partner, family member, it doesn't have to be a spouse. We have a lot of clients that'll bring those people in with them. Let's say I have bad credit, but I bring Ty in because he's got 800s. So now my credit's getting repaired while we're getting funding using Ty's profile. A couple months later, my credit's repaired. Now I go to applications.
Okay. So when you say, what's the benefit doing the same thing with your personal credit to get those lines versus business credit? What's the difference? I guess a basic question. What's the difference?
So the big difference is how the credit line reports or the credit card. We call them credit lines because we're able to send wire transfers and to any place of business. So you can basically use that credit as cash, be a cash buyer on an off-market deal. I just interviewed a client who did 6 deals as a cash buyer, and he funded it all with the $200,000 that we got him. So the big difference is the fact that if I get $200,000 in business credit, and now I go buy 3 or 4 properties or whatever, and now I'm carrying a $200,000 balance, that balance is not going to count against my personal score because it doesn't show up on my personal credit report. My personal scores stay nice and high. So if I want to go and get a mortgage or an auto loan or whatever it is I want to get, I'm not going to get denied. Whereas if they were personal loans or credit lines, which a lot of investors use personal credit cards to fund the in-betweens, then their personal scores are going to go down, then they come off, they go back up. So that's the main difference. Plus, that's really the main difference.
I got you. Okay, when you say like you mentioned about the couple, you said their first round they got 280,000. Mm-hmm. Explain what that means when you say their first round of, I guess, funding.
So we apply usually around 3 times over the 12-month membership, 3 to 4 times. So the first round comes in usually around 2 to 3 weeks into the program, assuming we don't have to do a bunch of credit repair and remove bankruptcies or whatever. So each time we apply and go to the bank and get you a round of funding, that usually consists of 4 to 5 applications and 4 to 5 accounts. And so we would do that 3 times over the 12-month period. And as we're going forward, we would be able to merge older accounts with the newer accounts so that we, for one, don't have a bunch of accounts, but also for 2, so that we can use the 0 interest on the new account. So each of these offers comes with about an average of 12 months at 0 interest. Some of them are 15 months, some of them are 9 months. Now, once that time expires, the rate usually goes up to about 12 to 16%. So with our program, we have a 12-month membership. We do 3 rounds of funding. So on the second or third round, we're going to get you new zero interest at 12 months long on average. So we'll take that account and we'll merge it with the old account in some cases to keep the balance at zero interest for closer to 18 to 24 months. And in some cases, we'll even close an account if it's an old account, and then we can reapply shortly after that to kind of reincept the zero interest. So, we have clients that sign up with us 2-3 years in a row, and we continue this process and keep it, try to help them avoid the interest as long as possible. But even if a client signs up with us for 1 year, or even if, I go out and do this myself, I still have that credit. It's revolving credit. I don't have to pay it back by, 2021 because the account's revolving. The only problem is the rate goes up from 0 to 12 to 16%. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, guys, you'll be able to access this, and we're going to talk about it later on. When he's saying sign up, there's a fee associated with it, but we're going to be able to offer a discount if you're watching it through any of my channels or platforms. You'll be able to access it through bcreditlines.com. The B stands for business, obviously, but bcreditlines.com. You'll be able to access this if you're watching this on YouTube through the comments section. There'll be a link there or the description of this particular video. All right. So now, assuming, like you say, most of your people that clients are real estate investors, was that intended, or it just come out of consequence? It's for, because I know people can use the money for whatever they want to if they if they get it, but did that come out of consequence, or how did the real estate investment tend on it start, or why it's the main focus of most of your clients?
Well, I think it's just the big reason is a lot of real estate investors need money. They need money to get deals done, and they need a lot of money usually. Whereas like, an Amazon store, or a truck driver, or a doctor, a chiropractor, just a simple brick and mortar, they still need a lot of money as well. But I feel like the investor has a higher demand. The flippers out there, people that need cash so they could do cash deals, get the discount, and then flip it, or do buy and hold. So yeah, primarily a lot of real estate investors come to our program. We also have a lot of relationships with big, organizations, big real estate education companies, big YouTube channels, just like what we're doing right here. That tends to be our more common affiliate relationship. And that's how we do a lot of our business, is through affiliate relationships, who tend to be real estate educators. So all of their clients obviously are real estate investors. But we've got a ton of relationships with Amazon educators that are teaching people how to do Amazon stores, and also a lawyer network. So we have all different types of clients, but it does seem like the real estate flippers and investors and even wholesalers who are looking to go from wholesaling to doing a couple flips here and there, that tends to be our most common client. So I think kind of by consequence that we reach out to a lot of real estate educators, and also it's just, we've seen always time and time again that that's our most common client. Okay.
All right. How does the process work of getting the cash off the business cards?
So I mentioned it before, and basically you can send a wire transfer from the credit line to the title company. And I've had tons of clients do it. You can also send the money to a rehab contractor. You can send it wherever, property management. You don't have to be buying houses with the credit. Tons of our clients are coming through the program just to get money to grow their real estate business, to cover renovations and all the in-between expenses. So being able to send the wire transfer to the title company or to the cash only contractor, that's the best and completely most easiest, effortless, inexpensive way to utilize the funding is cash. And then we have a lot of clients that are doing big deals as well in the higher end markets. So they're using it for gap funding, down payments, covering, renovations, direct mail budgets, whatever the case is. So that's how all of our clients are using the credit as cash outside of just swiping the card.
Yeah, you speak of that in a little bit more detail. You say some of them are using it as direct mail budgets. You're talking just marketing in general, because you may only want to use not to really buy property, but to fund your business as far as generating leads. So I'm assuming you have clients that just use it for that, or at least starting using it for that, and they tap into it whenever they need to. If you can go into more detail about that.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is you get rewards points. So you guys are a lot of you might be spending money on marketing anyway. I know I am doing deals on the side. I generate my own off-market properties, and some of them I keep, fix them up. Some of them I don't. I wholesale it to another buyer. So I know how costly it could be for direct mail, pay-per-click, whatever you're doing to generate leads every month. It costs money. So the cool thing is you get rewards points if you have those types of credit cards, and they don't show up on your personal report. So a lot of wholesalers, a lot of investors. In fact, the guy I was talking about, he did 6 deals. He used the art of wholesaling and finding discounted properties through direct mail and cold calling. He found amazing deals, and then he used the business credit lines we got him, and he closed 6 of those deals as a cash buyer. But he's also using the money that we're getting him to generate the leads up front and cover those expenses. So yeah, I mean, I was paying my virtual assistant through Upwork with the credit. I was paying for direct mail, paying for, buying the lists, paying for everything pretty much, using the credit. So that's a great way to do it. Forget about buying houses. I know sometimes people get kind of caught up on that. Like, oh, how can I, buy houses? My market's 250,000 plus. Okay, well, in that case, you're probably going to be using this more for direct mail, for marketing, for gap funding, expenses. But it's worth using because, you're getting a couple grand every couple months in cash back, or, free trips in rewards travel miles. So it's worth it, whether you're an Amazon business, whether you're a flipper, whether you're trying to buy deals under 100,000 outright. There's lots of different ways you can use it and different ways that it can benefit in real estate business owners.
Okay. All right. Again, guys, you'll be able to get access to this here shortly by going to bcreditlines.com. That's bcreditlines.com. B as in business. All right. Well, someone says, hey, well, I got a 825 credit score, 800 credit score. Why can't I just do this myself? I know that has to be a common question. And what benefit or extra benefit you all bring versus me trying to do it myself?
All right. Well, we got about 200 to 300 clients every single month that choose to use us because we are doing volume. We've got, the expertise. We've been doing it for over 12 years. We do like 12 to 15 million every month. And so we have a lot of great reviews. People getting consistent high amounts with us. And I have time and time again, clients come to me and they say, I got a 750 score. I applied for business credit card and I got denied. They told me I didn't qualify because I don't have any business credit. So silly things like that. People are getting shot down left and right. They don't know what to do or how to get the approval. So, for us, it's a lot easier. We work directly with the bank and as a liaison between the bank and the client. And, we're on the phone every single day with these people that are making the decision on the application. So it's a lot easier for us to get approval. Plus, like I said, we have a lot of volume going through. So for us, we don't have to sit on the phone and wait on hold for an hour just to get the decision that I'm denied or just to get the decision that I've only got $5,000 approval. So we're able to make sure our client gets approved on all the accounts as high as possible, the highest limit possible. And it's tough to do it on your own. Not to mention we get multiple approved at once. And that's another thing, to simultaneously be able to apply and get them all approved is tough, especially if you're doing it on your own. So it's just one of those things, we're, a big company. We're on the Inc. 5000 list 4 years in a row. We got over 2,000 positive reviews. It's just that decision that we always make. Do I want to change my own myself or have someone do it? You know what I mean? Do I want to do I want to cover my closing costs and figure out how to do the closing paperwork and the title work myself? Or do I pay the title company to do the closing paperwork? It's a couple grand, but in the end, it's worth it because it saves you a lot of time and it's done right. That the credit's not going to show up on your personal report. So, people, that question does come up from time to time, but I haven't heard of a single client ever, any person, individual on their own, ever getting the types of numbers that we get. It's useful when you're getting, 30, 50, 80, $100,000. It's not that great when you're only getting 5 or 10,000. And we do a webinar, and on the webinar, we bring up our CRM and we show everybody the credit gain view. And you can see the initial column in the auto approval field is nothing but zeros, couple here and there, mostly zeros. And that means that when the average person applies for business credit, they're usually going to get denied or approved for a small amount, because that's just the way it works. It's tougher to get approved for these business credit accounts because they don't show up on your personal report. So a lot of times we have to speak with someone about the application. We do that for every application we submit. We make sure that we're going over it and getting it manually reviewed, not just decision by the computer, because that's what happens 9 times out of 10. When the average person applies, the decision comes from the computer and that's it. No human being is reviewing it. So
I got you.
we kind of take it to the next level with everything. We make sure that you get approved at the maximum amount.
All right. So guys, now to get access to this service with my guy Mike here at Fund and Grow, you're going to get a $500 discount off of their service. But to access that, you need to go through the link that you see here on the screen, bcreditlines.com. Again, you can access it through the comment section of this video or the description of this video. If you're seeing this on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, just go to B as in business, creditlines.com, or if you're hearing this on a podcast. Before you go, Mike, can you just think, I know you've dealt with a lot of clients over the last 9 years that you've been with the company there. Can you think of just one unbelievable success story where they leverage their initial round or rounds within that first year and turn it into X number of dollars from whatever they did with the initial funding?
So one success story, I mentioned it already. The guy got like 220,000, I think. I interviewed him. He got a package deal on some properties. He bought 4 properties for like $65,000, and he's collecting $3,300 a month in rent from those deals. And he did it all with the credit that we got for him. That guy actually hadn't even owned an investment property prior to that, and he's already refinanced those properties. So, a lot of people are like, how's he buying it with credit, collecting rent? How's he paying it off? What's happening? So he bought them, rehabbed them, got them appraised, placed a tenant, and now he's refinanced them so that he can pay those down and then repeat the process. So you were asking me for like a really good success story. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But we've gotten tons of people like really high amounts. Like I said, we got that one couple's $280,000 in the first round of funding. We've gotten some people over $300,000 over the 12 months. And another investor, actually, I just interviewed, he did 2 deals. And one thing that he brought up, which I thought was pretty important, he had a flip that he was doing, and he did it all through, before he met us. He did this flip using a hard money lender, and it took way longer than expected. So instead of it being done in a few months, I think he said it took 9 months. And so he was paying like 9 or 10% interest on the hard money loan.
Wow. And
in the video, he's like, yeah, man, that was like $1,600 a month. I ended up wasting $12,000 because it took so long, and lost that much money. And he's like, whereas if I was using, the credit like I am right now, I would have had 0 interest that whole time. So yeah, I got to pay Fund and Grow for a service, but I can do as many flips as I want while it's at 0 interest, and there's no interest. So you're keeping all the profit. So a lot of people are getting like 2 or 3 flips done before even that 0 interest expires. So the guy literally said he saved $12,000, and that was a pretty good review, or pretty good interview.
Oh wow! Okay, wow. All right, man. A lot of information packed into this 25 minutes or so. And is there anything else you want to add additionally before we go?
Not really. One thing I'm thinking with our program, it's all about getting people funding and getting them to do real estate deals, grow their business, whatever. But one thing we didn't really talk about is in the beginning of the program, we do a full in-depth credit review. We help you correct anything that's inaccurate on your credit report. And a lot of times these things are holding your scores down and people don't know, people don't realize this. So we really help you to be more lendable so that when we go and apply, you are going to get the most amount of funding possible. Quick example. Well, a lot of people have a no limit credit card and it's supposed to be like a cool thing or a good thing. But on the credit report, the bank level credit report, you won't really see this on a consumer credit monitoring, Credit Karma report. But on a bank level report, you'll see the limit on a no limit card shows up as a 0. So anytime I have a balance on that card, $5,000, $10,000, and my limit shows 0, because that's how it works. That's exactly how it works. And we show this on our webinar. So the limit shows a 0, but if I have a $5,000 balance, I'm over my limit. And now my debt to credit ratio is going to be skewed and it's not going to be accurate. It's going to show as if my balances are high when they're not. That's just one example. Another example is the months reviewed, the seasoning. In some cases, you might have a card open for 4-5 years, but if you look in the months review field, and we see this all the time, the months review field will show a 1, as if you've only had that account for 1 month, even though the date opened is 5 years ago. That months review field is the field that affects your credit score and the seasoning. So it'll pop up a code and it'll say too many new accounts, or it'll say, too many accounts with high balances if you have that no limit card. And so those are just a couple examples of things that we find, we correct, anything inaccurate like that, we're looking and finding, and it helps you in the long run, to get those things corrected. So that's the other thing I want to talk about, because we're not just like submitting applications, we're getting in there and we're reviewing the credit. We're making sure everything is as, accurate and up to date as possible.
So Mike, if you'll go over what they'll get once they go through bcreditlines.com.
Yeah, so you'll get a series of videos. You'll also get a chance to speak with one of our business credit experts. They'll go over your credit report with you, ask you some questions, even review your credit, do a pre-qualification, soft credit pull, and then they'll literally tell you what amount you can expect to receive in the next 2 weeks. Usually we'll come up with a window of 60 to 70, 90 to 100, 30 to 40, whatever it is based on your credit. And kind of give you a plan of action as well. Like, let's say you need credit repair. Let's say you need to make pay downs. So you'll get a really good idea of what you need to do to qualify for this stuff if you go to that link. And you'll also get some videos and access to our webinar as well. So definitely go to that link, and the $500 discount, of course. Let's not forget that. You make sure you go through Ty's link or you will not get that $500 discount.
Wow, guys. Mike, man, I really appreciate you making the time to share this with people to watch my information. And guys, this is an opportunity, just another option out there to make this happen for you on a day-to-day basis, whether it is real estate investing or you may have something else that you want to get into but beyond real estate as far as a business opportunity. So again, we really appreciate Mike showing up. Again, if you want to take advantage of this with a discount, $500 discount off of their service, just simply go to bcreditlines.com. That's B as in for business, bcreditlines.com. You can access it here on YouTube through the comments section or the description. Your Instagram, Facebook, or listen to the podcast, just simply go to the site. You can text me. I'll send you the link. I'll be happy to send it to you. And a webinar is coming down the road too, where they'll be answering questions live. So again, bcreditlines.com. Again, Mike, thanks. And as I always say, guys, we'll see you on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.